Yeah. So, well, guys, so let me quickly lay the background again. So, as I said, what we are trying to do is to take the email validation further. Like if a user is submitting an email, we want to check whether that email is a valid email, not just a random email that is not registered, that is not working. You understand? So we need to check so that when we are sending a message from our company, we can be very sure that we are sending a mail to a valid email. That's number one reason. That's one background. The second background is the fact that we is going to be a kind of security layer for our API to ensure that someone somewhere is not using another person's email. You know, when you are using a random email or you are actually using a known email belonging to another person, so we want to send a message, you know, a confirmation message to that email so that the user can confirm, you know, by clicking a button, you know, that that email actually belong to him or her. You understand? So that's the reason why we need to do email verification. You understand? So let's go to the work now. So now, like now, what we are trying to do now, like if you look at this app, for example, now, this is my blogging app. If you try to open an account now, like you want to sign in, let's sign in with this particular email now. This is maitoforme@gmail.com. This is a valid email. Let's have a password. Uh, okay. Okay, don't let me use this one. Let me use another email. I think this one has been registered already. Let me use Shortcom 2019. So this is an email now. Um, so now, if I try to submit, if I submit this now, let's see what happened. Okay, this user already exists. I think I've used that email. Let me try to use another email. Let me use this one. Okay. Oh, this one too exists. Oh, let me go to the database and quickly delete that. So I actually want to demonstrate it so that we can see what is happening. Let me go to the database, blogging management. Let me quickly delete that particular user so that we can use that email. You understand? So let me quickly delete that. This is it. Let me delete it from the database. Okay. Okay, that is gone. Let me delete the second one too. Okay, let me open the user verification too and delete it. Okay, delete. Okay, okay, delete. Good. Now, let's go back to our API now, so we can use those email now since they have been deleted. So it won't tell us they exist again now. So let's use this shortcom now and say, okay. So when we submit this now, okay, so we have a message that successful sign up. Check your email for email verification link. So that means there is a successful sign up and we can check the email now. So let's go to the email now and check if a verification email has been sent. So now, because that email, so we need to confirm that email and you will see what we are going to see here. So let's see. This is the email. Are we there? Okay. Yeah, now if I open this mail now, you will see that a message. This is the last one. You can see this is 5:32 p.m. So this is the last one that is being sent. Let's see. This is the mail here. And the mail is either verify your email to complete your sign up so as to log into your account. Click here to get verified. So you need to click here for you to have access to the login. You understand? If you go to the API now and try to log in, you understand? If I come here now and I try to log in without verifying my email, you know, I want to log in with that particular email now, and I say Uh, so this is the password. Now you can see I want to log in. I've not verified that my email that it belongs to me, and I want to log in. So let's see what happened trying to log in without verifying the email. So you can see there is a message, there's an error message that says check your email for email verification. So meaning that I cannot log in until my email is what is being verified. So I have to go back to this link and click on this link before I will now have access to the login. You understand? Now, if I click on this link now, so what happened? It takes me to the what? It takes me to the login page. Can you see now? It takes me so I can now log in. You understand? So if I log in with that now, it will work, right? Because I have verified it. So that is it. So let me enter now. So you can see now I have access to the dashboard. Welcome Shopcon 2019 to your blog management dashboard. So you can see now, so that is exactly what we want to achieve. So how does this work, right? So guys, I want to start explaining how it works, but before I go on, please, I want you to respond. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Oh, okay, that's very good. That's very good. So now what I'm going to do now is that let me close this. Let me close this. So I'm going to now let's go to this now. Yeah. So now, how does this work? We want to implement that in this particular API now. Now, this is all our regular. Let me close all this so that we can get all the folders that we have here already. So now here we have the usual authentication folder. We have the config folder. In this authentication, we have the file that ensure that the user is logging. We are used to that. We have the config folder. That config folder is where we configure our mongoose. We have the logger, that is if you want to log in what is happening, as request is being made. Then we have the model where we have we have just only the user model. You understand? We have our node modules, we have our public, where we have our CSS style, and our what is it called? The images, that we use in our view. We have the user's router. This is where we have the user route, the controller, and the middleware folder. Then we have the views. These are the views that we have. These are the existing views that we have, presently in this API. So just we have the sign up, we have the login, we have the welcome page, then we have all these error messages, views that handles the view for the error messages, right? So also we have our .app.gl, our app.js. Okay, this one. Our combine.log that is being auto-generated, from the logger. And then we have package.json. So these are package.json and we have server.js. Now, what do we do now in order to achieve this? If you remember, if you go to our user route, the whole thing starts from the user route. Now, here in the user route, if you come here, you will see at this point of signing up, line 13 to line 23, when we are handling the sign up route. Now we validate the user inputs. So using the middleware.validate user. So this Joy is handling this. We are familiar with this already. Then the response now. We have the response, through the controller by invoking the create user. And this is what we are passing. Then we are saying if response was code is 2000. Then now here, initially, we are just redirecting to login. So now what we are going to do in this line 21, we are going to remove this line 21 now. We are not going to redirect to login again. So this is just direct access to the login when you sign up. And that is what we are going to be removing now. So because here, we are not verifying we are not validating the email. So we are just saying if response.code is 200, that is if the inputs are valid and the user is not even existing, as we have it in our create user function, I will not want to start opening that. We are familiar with that already. So since everything is valid, then we are now redirecting to what? To log in directly. No, that is not good enough. So what we need to do now is, at this point now, we are going to what? We are going to have a function, and that function is going to be send the verification email. Send verification what? Email. So that's going to be a function. Can you see now? We are going to send verification email. That's what we are going to do. Now, when you are sending verification email, that means you are sending an email from your what? From your application. That can never be possible unless you have a package that will handle that for you. And that package you are going to be using is what? Is Node Mailer. Is a third-party library called Node Mailer. So what we are going to do is that we are going to npm install Node Mailer. npm what? Install what? Node Mailer. Are we there? So we are installing Node Mailer, but mind you, I have installed it, but this is the way you are going to install it. So if you come to our package.json, I already have the Node Mailer there, right? Where is it? So this is it here. This is Node Mailer, which I have installed here. So now, so having installed the Node Mailer, let me close all this one so that we can have a clear this thing. Hold on. Okay. Let me close all this. Are we there? Okay. So now this is our user route back. So we've already installed what? Node Mailer already. So now when you are sending verification email, now that Node Mailer that you have now installed, you need to configure it. How do we configure Node Mailer? Now, what we do is that what? You just come, somewhere, this is a middleware cookie parser. You can just come above this middleware and have a function here. Sorry, I say a function. You are going to declare what we call transporter. So transporter that will send the email for you, because you are saying you want to send verification email. You need a transporter in order to be able to send that verification email. And that transporter is going to be created using the Node Mailer Node Mailer package. So what we are going to have here is what? Node Mailer. Okay, we have to require the Node Mailer first. So let's come here and say what? Const what? Const Node Mailer equals to what? Require what? Node Mailer. Are we there? So now you come here and say Node Mailer dot what? Dot create transport. You can see it's already giving you. So you already have create transport. That means your Node Mailer has been imported. VS Code is already giving you that option. So you have dot create transport. You understand? So, and when you are creating transport, you have it like this. It's going to be a function, and that transporter you are trying to create now is going to have some properties. You understand? It's going to have some properties. Now, what is the object? The properties of that object that we are referring to as transporter. Now, the first thing we are going to have is what we call a service. It's going to have a service. So because that transporter is going to have a service, and that service is going to be what? It's going to be Gmail. Are you there? It's going to be a Gmail, right? Then it's going to have an authentication, right? It has to be authenticated because it's going to be using the password and the email, your email as a user in the Gmail service. When you are saying use service Gmail, this service Gmail now, in your service Gmail, you have a particular valid email and you have a password. So, and it needs to be authenticated, right? Before transporter can be able to send email using that your particular Gmail. You understand? So that authentication values, you need to set it here. And that's what we are trying to do here. And what are those authentication values? First thing is going to have you as a user. And what is that user? That user is going to be the what? The pass is going to be that your Gmail, right? So we are going to keep it in the .env file. We are going to keep it in the .env file. So let's use process.env auth, let's call it auth email. Call it auth email. Are we there? Which we are going to assign in our .env file, right? So then the next thing we are going to have is a pass. That pass is what? Is password. We call it pass, right? So that also, let me just copy this. So it's going to be here. It's going to be pass. It's going to be what? Pass. So you can see now. So we have process.env.pass, process.env.authpass. Now let's go to our .env file and assign value to this auth email and auth pass, right? So we come here, our .env file, we have auth underscore what? Email to be equals to what? So what is that email we want to use? Now let me use this my email for the blogging app, infotech for you gmail.com. Are we there? So now for the auth underscore pass. So now here is going to be a password, right? Now listen, you are not going to use your regular password here because there is always an issue. Gmail has restricted direct access to Gmail account. You know, this my Gmail attack, Infotech for you now, because I want this my app to have access to this infotechforyou.gmail.com. And this is a different API, a third-party API now trying to access this Gmail, you know, my Gmail account. So Gmail did not support that unless you go to your Gmail account and set you set an app password. Do you understand? You set app password. That is very, very important. So what you will do here is to go to your Gmail account and set auth password. App password. So let me quickly show you how to do that, because if you are using your direct password, that is the password to this Gmail, you will be having issue. It will not pass. Gmail does not support that. So you need to go to your Gmail account. You understand? Let me just quickly show you that. You come to your Gmail account, then you come to my account. Okay, let me access that through this. My account. Let me come here. HTTPS, my account. Okay. This one is not supposed to be password. My account. Hold on. My first of all, go and play. I'm busy now. My account. So you can see this is my account.google.com/app password. Do you understand? So if you come here now, you'll be able to access that. All right? Hold on. Hold on, please. I'm coming. Go on, meet yours. Okay. He's asking me for my password. So now, if I put in my password now, let me see. Okay. Now, can you see now? This is my app password now. Do you understand now? Which I can even change later. So he's going to ask you here, for you are going to create it here. Do you understand now? You are going to create it here. So that is how you go about that. So at this point now, you are going to create your app. For you, it's not going to come out with a password like this. Do you understand? So when you create that password, it's going to hash it. Do you get it now? It's going to hash it. So that is it. So now, that is how you generate your app password. I hope that is clear, right? That's clear. Okay, let's move on. Where are we? So I'm going to copy the one that has been generated. Let me just copy from here. I think I have the same one here. .env. Okay, let me copy this one. This one is not going to be a string like this. Are we there? So now you have it like this. This is the Gmail, and this is the what? This is the password, to that. This is the hard password to it. So let's go back to our user router now. So now that means that has gotten here. So this is how you create your transporter. Do you understand? So your transporter now, in order to confirm that this your transporter is ready, you understand, to send message. So you will now call me and say transporter dot what dot verify. Are we there? We are going to use transporter dot what dot verify. And in this your verify, you are going to have a callback function, right? You're going to have a callback function to confirm if this has been verified. That callback function is going to take error as first argument, and is going to what? Is going to take success. Do you understand? As the second argument. So what will you do? You have your if statement and say that what? If error, right? If error, what happened? If error, you console.log, console.log, you can console the error dot message, right? So, and else, that is, if it's successful, then you can console.log. What will you log out now? You can just console.log a message that ready to what? To send message. So with this now, you'll be able to verify. Do you see that now? So now, don't forget what we have done. We are declaring our transporter here that we want to use to send email from our application. So, and this is how we declare the transporter. It has services. It has service. The service is what is going to be servicing the Gmail. You understand? It's going to be servicing the Gmail, and also the authentication for that Gmail, which you are going to be using for your API. You have to pass the user name of that particular Gmail and the password of that particular Gmail, which I just told you that is going to be a special password, which we call an app password. And I just showed you how you are going to generate that. Do you understand? And having done that, like at this point now, your transporter, has been created. But for you to verify that it is actually working, then you use transporter.verify. You understand, to confirm that it is working. So let's start our application now and see if it is ready. Okay. You can see there's an issue here. It's saying invalid login. Username and password not accepted. You see, it's not accepting that password. Now, this is coming as a result of the issue of that app pass. Maybe there's an error somewhere. Let me just quickly check. Let me check the .env. What is happening? Infotech for you. Oh, see, I put dot instead of at Gmail. You get it now? It is that Gmail that I did not write very well. So let's run it again. Okay, so it is ready now. You can see ready to send message. Do you see now? It means that our transporter is ready to send message. So what we are now going to use now is that, okay, we can now go ahead and use our transporter to send the message. Are we there? Now, sending a verification email, there are some things you need to do. I just told you that your sign up process at this page. Now, this is where we want to send the verification email, right? Now, when we want to send the verification email, you must pass in an argument into that particular function. And what are we going to pass in? We are going to pass the user that is actually, let me stop the application for now. Let me stop this. Okay, good. Now, we are going to pass the user. Or before I move on, is there hello? Okay, somebody is raising Chibuke.
Yes.
Okay, so you can
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me, please?
okay, I can hear you
I
now.
hear you.
Okay. So I have a question, and my
Okay.
question is that you are using Gmail. I'm just curious if it is possible for any other mail provider that we have, something like Yahoo Mail and so on. And if yes, how do we go about that?
Okay, you mean if we can use another service instead of
Yes, another
Gmail?
service. Yes, like
Okay. Okay.
what I'm trying to say is that anyone can, if for instance we have different users that have different email provider or email services.
Okay, another
So
email. Yes,
like
exactly.
Ahmed,
Yes,
how can we combine that? Like having it
okay.
Gmail, Yahoo Mail, and any
Okay.
other email provider.
Okay. I think find a service. Do you understand? That alone, is an indication that you can use another service. So if it is, if transporter uses a particular service, then there shouldn't be. So the fact is just that I've not been opportune to use another service. What I've been using is Gmail. So, but I'm very sure that we use another service, and that is why we have that option. So it's something we can try out. You understand? But that may not be for this section. Do you get it now? So if we have an option of specifying a service, in short, it means that we can actually use another email provider apart from Gmail. So meaning that at this point, we can specify Yahoo. You understand? Do you understand? We can specify Yahoo
Yes,
instead of,
yes.
or anybody has something to say to that in addition to what I said. Hello?
Yes. So let me just come in. So when
Okay.
working with Node Miller, I don't know if it could be possible. I've not yet ventured into the aspect of using Yahoo because I know when you use Yahoo, you
Mhm.
have to register an app, right? So like Gmail
Mhm.
also, you have to register an app basically that communicates with your provider and sending of mails. But when you go, so there are sometimes some companies like now they would have already registered an
Mhm.
SMTP to send mails, right? So you have things like
Yes,
SendGrid, you have things
exactly.
like Mailgun, Mailjet, that,
Mm,
yeah. So
mm,
you would just want
mm.
to check up on how you could be configured with NodeMailer. But that's just in
Exactly.
addition with what Mr. Rashid has said.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me
That's
just
all.
make mention of
Yeah.
SMTP. SMTP is simple mail transfer protocol, and that is a protocol that is being used for transfer of email. You understand, between a mail and another email, whether Gmail to Gmail, Yahoo to Gmail, or even from an API to a Gmail, all of these, they use SMTP. You understand? So please hold on. Yes? Okay. I'll call you. And I think where ADME is trying to, take us to is that you need to check, if that provider is actually using SMTP, because if they are not using SMTP, there might be issue, using NodeMailer, because NodeMailer uses SMTP, to relate with other email provider. So you understand. So you may need to go to settings of your email provider and ensure that it is actually using SMTP. Do you get that now? Is it? So thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, or you want to say something? Okay. Hello?
No, I'm not saying anything. You can move on.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, good. No, good. Now, where we are is that we want okay, yeah, line 40, send verification email. So we want to say now here, we are going to pass the user, that user that is trying to sign up, that we have created. You understand? So we because at this line 33, we've already created the user. So that user, we need to pass the user response controller.js. Now, let me just quickly show you. In this controller.js, where is the sign up, sign up? This is it. This is the create user function. And at this line 20, new user. My user right now, I will grab it using response.what? New user. Do you get that now? So I'll be able to grab it like that. Then I will also pass the response object here. So because I don't need only the user. So what I will do is that I will just come to define this particular function, because what I am doing here is that I'm calling the function here by passing this object, this user object and the response object. So, but I've not actually defined the function itself. And it will answer you, right? So that is the beauty of function. So let me just come here, somewhere down here, and have the function defined. So let me say const what? Control V, this is the function to be equals to, let's make it an arrow function, right? Okay, I've not put this thing. Okay, so good. Function. Now I'm going to destruct. Sorry. What I actually need is the what? Is the ID of that user. So I'm going to grab the ID. And again, what did I actually need again? I also need the email. We want to work on the ID of that user. Response. So here, what we do, please, sorry, please excuse me, go outside, close the door. I told you. Go to your right. Now, sorry, guys. Yeah, the children are want to. To create a collection, a different collection for the verification of that particular user. Do you understand? So we need to. And when we send a message to that user, that message is going to contain a link. So that link is going to be in the different, so which we will now check against what we have in the user collection and go further so that you understand. Now, what we are going to do now is that we are going to say, we are going to, let's do it this way. Let's go to the user model now. So before we go further here, let me see. What we are going to do here is that, I'm going to send the email using transporter. With a link containing a unique string. Let's call it unique string. You can call it any name you like, but let's call it a unique string. Then, and the what? And the user ID. And the user what? Unique string, that has the user ID, and also have, now this particular unique string too is also going to have an expiring, it's going to have an expiring date, and it will have a date that it is being created. So I'm going to come to this model now, and I'm going to create a user verification. User verification .gs. Let me call it user verification.js. Now, in this user verification, I'm going to define a schema. Now, because of time, let me just quickly copy it from the initial work so that we can move very fast. Let me do that. Let me do that. Where's the model user verification here? Let me copy so I will just explain that. Right? Okay. Copy. Good. Okay, good. I've done that now. Now, here, what we are having is that we are using our Mongoose and our BigTree to create another schema, right? And that schema has these 4 properties, these 4 feeds. The user ID, which is going to be a string, that is the ID of that user, right? That is being generated by Mongoose, by MongoDB, right? So then we have unique string. This is very key. This is just like a password. Do you understand? Which we are going to hash. Then we have created art and we have expired art. The most important thing here is this unique string. Very, very important, because that is what we are actually going to use to confirm that particular user that the email actually belongs to the person. Now, we come here now and use that user verification schema, to, have and to generate an hook. This is an hook now through which we are now hashing that particular unique string. We are all familiar with this. So we are saying that before this unique string is going to be created, it should be hashed, right? Then, then when we are actually confirming it, comparing it with what the user is having, in the email. So we also want to use this compare, in order to do the comparison, this one you can do the comparison indirectly in your, because I'm even going to do it because I realized that it wasn't working when I tried to use it. I actually do the compare along the line in the code line. Do you understand? So you can actually check that later. But most importantly, we are hashing the unique string here, and this is the schema we have just generated. So, and we are exporting it here as users verification. Good. Now let's go back to our user route. Now we already have that, so let us import it here because we are going to be using it. So we are going to have console user verification So let's call it model now. User verification model now to be equals to require. So we are going to require it now from what? We are in user route, that will be dot slash. We go to the model. Where is the model? Model, then slash what? Slash user verification. Good. Now, this is the model. We already have it. We are going to be making use of it here in the function, right? So now, here, we want to use the transporter to send email. But before we send the email, we need to generate the verification details of that particular user first. So what we are going to do here is that what we come down here and use that user verification model now. User verification model dot what? Dot create, right? Now we are going to use a dot create object. And that object is going to have what? Is going to have, what do we have? We have unique string, Abby. We have, okay, we have user ID first. Anyhow, you can ring it anyhow. We have user ID. And that user ID, where are we going to be getting it from? We are going to grab the ID here. Do you understand? So you just pass this ID here as a user ID, right? That's number one. Then we have unique string. Unique string, right? So what's going to be the unique string? You know, that unique string now, what we do is that, you know, is a kind of security. So we can use, we can generate an ID using UUID. Do you understand? We can use UUID to generate a string, which we can now have together with the ID of the user as a unique string. So what does that mean? So I'm going to install that package. I don't think I have it already. So let me install npm install UUID, right? Let me quickly install that. Okay, so I have UUID already. So I will now come here and what? And require it here and say const what? So we are going to make use of the version 4, sorry. Equals to require UUID. Are we there? So this one now is going to be the version 4 that we are going to actually grab, right? The v4 of UUID, UUID v4, right? So this is the one we are going to grab. So what we do now is that we just come here. We just come here and use that. So the unique string is going to be what? UUID v4. We just call it. You know, it's a function. You call it as a function and it will be generated. Then you have plus what? Plus I underscore ID. So now this one now you can use it. So I'm combining this generated what? String now. So I'm concatenating it with the what? With the user ID as my unique string that will be sent to the what? To the user. You will see how we are going to make use of this, right? So that is that. Then what do you have again? Created at, right? Created at. So we need to put a date that we are generating this, and that is going to be what? Let's use date.now. That will be the current date, please. That's going to be the current date. Let's put comma here. So then we have expires at. So that expired at is going to be what? Date.now. Date.now. Then you are now going to say plus the time you want it to expire. Do you get that? So now I want to ask a question. Let's make it a little interactive now. We want it to expire in the next maybe 6 hours. So what am I going to have here? Somebody from the house. If I want it to expire in the next 6 hours. So what am I going to add to date.now? The numbers of milliseconds that we had. Yes. Let's make it interactive. I want to add a number of milliseconds to date dot now, so as a time that the unique string is going to expire. Yes. Anybody? How do we convert 6 hours to milliseconds? We want the string to expire in the next 6 hours. How do we convert the 6 hours to milliseconds? What do we write? Anybody? Hello? Okay, somebody is writing it. Okay, Chibuke says 6 times 60. No, it's not 6 times 60 times 1,000. Something is missing. Another person. Okay, because of time, it's going to be, 60 minutes is 1 hour. Do you understand? So if it is just 1 hour now, you just say 60 times what? Times 60, then times what? Times 1,000. So this one is like 60 minutes is what? You are converting 1 hour to minutes. Like you are saying 1 times 60. Let me just put it so that it will be clear. This one is like saying 1 times 60. This is 1 hour now. 1 times 60 times 60 times 1,000. So 1 times 60, we change 1 hour to minutes. Then times 60, we change it to what? To seconds. Then times 1,000, change it to milliseconds. Do you get that now? So for 6 hours, this 1 is going to become what? Is going to become 6. Do you get that now? So 6 times 60 times 60 times 1,000 is going to give you 21,600,000. So you can just write the value straight. You can just calculate it and write it, 21,600,000. Am I right? Oh, sorry, it's not going to have come out. Sorry. 21,600,000. 21,600,000. Am I correct, guys? Am I correct, guys? Can we move on? Right? Okay, good. Okay, so we have been able to create this particular person now. So now when you say user model dot create this particular object, what do you want to happen after then? Then you now say dot then. This is going to be a promise, right? So you are going to have dot then dot what? Dot catch. You are going to have dot then dot catch because you want to catch an error if there's an error. Are we together? Okay, good. So now we have been able to create this person. We now say dot then dot catch. Now, what do you want to do after this verification details of the user has been created? This is when you will now use your transporter, right? Here, you will now say transporter. So immediately you send the details of that person. You now use your transporter to what? To send the email. You now say transporter dot what? Dot send. Dot send mail. You can see VS Code is giving you the option, just send mail. So you have it. So, and what is the mail you are going to send? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it as a variable here. You understand? Which I'm going to define somewhere up here. Let me call it mail option. Let me call it mail option. Mail options. Do you understand? I'm calling it, this is what I am sending, mail option, right? But before I move on, don't let me forget this error. Please don't always leave your error. Dot then, I want to send this mail option. So I'm going to define this mail option. I'm coming now. So please note, we are going to divide this mail option and see what is going to be in the mail option that we are using the transporter to send, right? But then we need to catch an error first so that you don't forget it. Always write that, catch error. And when you are catching the error, we already have a view. You can send it to a view, right? You can send it to a view, or maybe just for now, let's just use response.send. You understand? Just let's use response.send so that we can move fast. Response.send. And what are we sending? We are sending error.what.message, right? We are sending error.message. So do you get that now? Now, here, this mail option is now the next thing we need to define here now. Let me just remove all this. Let me remove this comment. So here we can say const what? Const mail option. Mail option is going to be equal to what? It's going to be an object. Are you there? It's going to be an object. And that object is going to contain, there is a specific format in which you have an email. An email we always have from, you get it, where it is coming from, it will have to, where it is going to, it will have subjects. These are the things you will put in your mail option, right? It will have subjects. Do you understand? Then after subject is going to have an HTML. Do you understand? It's going to have an HTML, which is the body of that particular email. Is going to be an HTML, right? So now from here, what is going to be the from? That is the from email, the email you are using to send, the email you are using from your application to send to the user. And that is what we have in our .env file. So you are going to have process.env here. Process.what? .env. .what? .auth email, right? auth_email. So that's going to be the from. Then to is now going to be the email of the user that we grabbed here in line 70. Do you understand? So you put mail here, email rather. Can you see now? So we have been able to grab this email now. That's where it's going now. So comma. Then what is going to be the subject? The subject is going to be verify your email, right? That's going to be the subject of that email. Verify your what? Your email, right? No, verify your, he's verify your email. He's verifying his email. That's going to be the subject, right? Then what is now going to be the body of that mail? So we are going to use a backtick here. Can you see? We are going to make use of a backtick here to define that body. In that body, we are going to have a P, right? So here you need to write it like this, right? I think we will need another one. Let me copy and paste. I think we need like copy. Yes. Do we need another one? Let me just put more. Then we are going to, okay, good. Now here, what can we write in the HTML? What do we write? What do we write? We can say what can we say in the email now? What did I even, my brain is not capturing. Let me see what I put in the other email. Are we there? Let me open it. That will even make us to understand it better. Can you see now? So you can see this is what is here now is what I want to define now. Verify your email to complete your sign up so as to log into your account. Then click here to get verified. This link will expire in this. So this is three paragraph now. This is what I actually want to put now. So let me just copy. Are we there now? So here I'm going to put that message here. So the first statement is verify your email to complete your sign up so as to log into your account. Okay, let me come down. I will say click, or let me just put message this, the link. Okay, let me say click the link below. Okay, let me say click here. Now, when I say click here to verify your email, that here is now going to be an anchor. Now, I'm going to put an anchor here now. Are we there? So this one is going to contain here. Click here. So what? Click here to verify your email, right? Do you understand? Then in the last paragraph here, I will now say this link, now this link will expire in the next 6 hours. Remember, we said 6 hours. Now, will expire in the next 6 hours. We are going to make it bold, right? So let us use B. Let's use B now so that it will be bold. So you use B here, bold. Are we there? So this link, you can now say will expire in the next what? In the next 6 hours. 6 hours. Abi? Okay. So now this is it. This link will expire in the next 6 hours. So now we have it. Now the link now is what we need to that define now, which is an href, right? Href equals to what? Now what is going to be here? Let me space it so that you can see it clearly. Let me space it. Now this href is where we need to define. We are going to put a string now. Hold on, where is it? Href. Okay, here. Now I'm going to make it. I'm going to use this way of embedding. You know, we use the dollar curly bracket to embed what? To embed string. So I'm going to embed the string here. Now here I'm going to define. We are going to put the URL of this particular. You know, here what I want to put here is what is going to be. What do we call it? Is a URL. What I want to put here is a URL that will link the user back to this application. Do you understand? The URL that will link. Now, that URL is what? Where are you? With the current URL is what? Is our local hosts, right? So I'm going to divide the current URL. I'm going to say const what? Current URL. Current URL to be equals to what? What's our current URL? HTTPS, Abi? HTTP icon localhost colon. What is the port now? The port is 4650, Abi? Port is 4650, right? So you can see this is the current URL. So what I want to do is that okay, this, okay. So in the href now, I'm going to have the current URL first. So I'm defining the URL now that the user will click on to verify the email. So I'm going to have current URL plus what? Okay, slash. So remember, when we are stating a URL, we just use our discretion, you know, the way we want it to be. So let's say it's going to be through the user's route, Abi. So it's going to be slash users slash verify, Abi. Then after slash users that verify, then we have plus, we are going to put something here again. Slash verify. Okay, let's put slash here. Slash user slash verify slash. Please, you need to be very careful here. so that you don't do something wrong. You know, is a URL we are trying to form here now that the user will click on. So current URL, then concatenated with /users /verify then it's going to be the ID now. So this will make this URL to be unique to that particular user. Do you understand? So we are putting the ID now as a path parameter. Do you understand? The ID of the user here that we have grabbed, that user trying to sign up now. So we are putting the ID there. Then also we are going to put the unique string here. Did I divide the unique string separately? Oh, let me divide the unique string separately. This unique string here. Let me copy this thing here. Control copy. Let me divide it separate so I can use it there. Control V. This one is now going to be equals to, right? Are we there?
Yes, Chief.
Yes. So hold on. So we are having this is the unique string. Then why is this one showing red line? What happened? Yes. Anybody seeing the reason? I'm trying to look at that. Okay. We have our current URL. We have our unique string. Then we have mail
Maybe
option.
mail
Okay.
options are already defined. Maybe it's like
Okay.
a method you
Eh,
can remove the cost.
let me
I'm
check. I
not
will
sure.
see. Why is it? Okay, don't worry. Let me continue. Maybe the red line. Let me just continue. Don't worry. I will get where that one is coming from now. This unique string now, copy, is what I want to put here now. Okay, we are going to have slash this one, then we are going to have a slash first, slash, then plus again, then control V. Then we now have this unique string here, right? So can you see this URL now, the way we generated it now? So this is current URL, you know, that is the local host /users /verify, then /ID as path parameter, then / the unique string as also a path parameter. So here now, in this unique string now, I'm going to use it here. Copy. Instead of having this one here, I'm going to put that unique string there now. I'm going to put unique string there. Comma. So yes, okay. Const mail options. Ibo ni red line eléyìí tí ń wá kò máa kúrò ń bẹ̀. Let me see. Where is that one coming from? Kò dẹ̀ sí ńbẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ now.
Put the cursor on it, on the const. Maybe you can bring an info. Oh, it's not showing anything.
It's not showing anything. Mò ń bọ̀.
Oh, the comma after.
Mò ń bọ̀. Const mail option equals to. I can't hear you.
Click on the bulb. Maybe that will give you a hint.
Hello? Somebody is saying something.
The light bulb at the top of that.
Or the comma after the line 77. No, line 74. Can you remove
Line
that?
74. Okay.
The comma at the end.
Ìyẹn wà optional. That one is okay. It's gone.
No,
okay,
no.
That's
It's
it.
semicolon that is optional.
It's semicolon. Yeah, it's true. That's true. It's semicolon. Thank you, Jare. So that is gone. So that is it. So you can see now. So we have generated the URL now. And I think at this stage now, the transporter should be able to send the email. Do you understand? So it is that mail option now. All of these that we have in the mail option is what we are sending to the user. Do you understand? At this particular point where we say transporter.send email. Now, remember, this transporter.send email is also a promise. So we are going to have .then.catch for that as well. So we are going to have .then because we need to know the next thing that will happen. So then we have .catch, right? Are we there? Guys, please hold on. Let me quickly put on the gen. I think my battery is very low so that it doesn't disrupt our class. Hold on, please.
All right, Chief.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Look, see window. Go and close that window. So now I'm back. So now we have dot then, so dot card because transporter does send email is also a promise. So let's quickly undo that. So we have this.
See, this is why it's good to use what do you call it? Async and
What's
await. Just use
okay,
one try
okay.
and catch for everything.
Catch
I
everything.
don't like I don't like seeing those then. It hurts
Dot
my
then dot
eyes.
card. You know, that well anyway, that's the fun of it. You know, there are options you can use try and card, you can use dot then dot card. It depends, you know, anyone that comes to your hand at that moment. You understand? So it's fine. It's fine. Well done. So now transporter does send email, and when it send the email, what happens? Do you understand? What happens? What happens after sending the email? Do you understand? What happens after sending the email? You want to you want to give a response. Let's say response dot let us say response dot send. You know, there's a way you can handle it in the view, but just let's send a message. Do you understand? If it has sent the email, then you can have this message that successful sign up and have some catch error. So you can also say response dot send error dot message. I think we are good to go. So don't forget all these send. You know, it depends. Like in a view is going to be render. All these ones are going to be render. You are going to render all these messages to a view and do all this, right? So please let us note that. So, but I just want to send it so that we can just see how it works. So now that is that. Verification, we send it again. Okay, dot then dot catch dot this. Okay, so let's see this. Let's see how it works. Let's start the application. We understand what we are trying to do before even I start running it. We started from line 42. We are saying if the user the user that actually gets created and the response object. So this is the user object, this is the response object, please. So now it is that function that we are to handle all this while. Do you understand? We are trying to handle that function all this while. Yes, I just remember something. Please, do you know that now when we send this, when we call this function now at this stage, where is it? This is the send verification function. So and what we are doing there is to grab the ID and the email of the user, through the structuring of that particular object. Then we have the response object as usual. So what we do is that we need point URL. This one supposed to be a const. And you see this one's supposed to be a const unique string, right? So and this is how we generated the unique string UUID. We call on this UUID, then we generated the unique string. Then what again? We also had mail option. We are going to make use of mail option too. This particular line 72, line 74, and line 76, we are defining them because we needed them in creating the user verification objects and also to transport, to send the email. These are the two things we are doing here, right? We are doing two things here. We are creating the verification details of that user, and also here in line 93, we are sending the email to the user. Do you get it now? Those are the two basic things we are trying to do. It is those two basic things that necessitated all these these particular three variables. Do you understand? That we declared up here. So how do I mean? We are now saying we should create this part. Remember, we have actually defined a model, a schema. Do you understand? For user verification, and we are now using it to create the verification details of that user. Do you understand? And what do we have there? We have the user ID, unique string, the time it is being created, and the time it will expire. Do you understand? You will see the reason why we have all this. Because when the user click on that link, we are going to check all this. That's why we are having all this. We are getting there. Now, then we have a unique string, which we generated. Don't forget, this unique string at this particular stage, before it will get saved inside the database, is going to be hashed. Do you get it now? It's going to be hashed because we already have that in our schema as an hook. Then this is the date and this is the expiring date, which is just 6 hours. Do you understand? Then we say dot, then after it has been created, then the email should be sent. That yes, we want to confirm that email if it is what valid or not. So if the person has entered the wrong email at this particular stage, the email will not get to the person. Do you understand? It will not get to the person. Then after the email has been sent, we want to send a message to the user that he has successfully signed up. Then we catch the error as usual. So let's check, let's run it and see. Okay, it is ready to send message and it has connected to the database successfully. So let us copy the URL and see if it's going to work. Okay, so this is just the view I've designed for the welcome page. Just say welcome. I've done all this one, we know how to do all this. Now I just say learning email verification process just for this class, you understand? So let's open an account now. So it rendered the sign up page. I already have view for all this one before, I've already done that. So let's have a user now. Let's say we are having this user, right? Let's say this is my mail. And okay, so let's submit. Okay, good. This one is saying successful sign up. In fact, I made a mistake. What we're supposed to have in this message is that an email has been sent. Do you understand? Check your email. Yeah, this is not the right message I'm supposed to have here. Do you get it, guys? At this C, this line 95. After the email has been sent, the message I'm supposed to have here is that what? An email, a verification email. Let me write it. So what I'm supposed to have is that check your email, or an email has been sent to you. Has been what? Has been sent. Has been sent. Has been sent. Check for confirmation. You understand? An email has been sent. Check for what? Confirmation. To log in, let's add it. To log into your what? To your account. Because if you don't check, you are not going to what? You are not going to be able to log into your account. Do you get that now? So let's do that. So I already have these already. Can I? Okay. Don't worry, I can't run it again. So now let's go and check the email if truly the email has been sent. Let's go. Let me check my email. I think it's this one. Okay. Is it not sending? I'm checking.
You can check the spam folder.
Supposed to have checked because it's saying successful, which means that I'm supposed to have sent it. Hold on, spam. Okay, check this.
At times, they can mark it as spam, so you can check the spam folder.
Okay, let me check the spam. Okay, it's on the spam. Truly, you can see it is sending from Infotech. Can you see it has been sent? Verify your email. So let me check. Let me open it. You can see this is exactly what we sent. Verify your email to complete your sign up so as to log into your account. Click here to verify your email. Now, this link will expire in this. As you can see, it has sent successfully. If you put your this thing here, you will see down here, right? You will see that particular link that we generated. Can you see it? Localhost 4650/user/verify/ this is the ID. Do you understand? Then slash the unique string. Should be slash here. Okay, slash unique string. So it has generated. So you can see. So now it means when you click on this link now, you are making what? A get request. So which is the next thing we are going to handle now? So this is the first phase of this email verification. So at this particular stage, you have been able to verify that the email is valid and it belongs to the person. Do you understand? So in order to log into the account now, the user just need to click on this and make a get request in order to what? To log in. Now, there's a lot of things we are going to check in this particular get request. So I want to suggest that maybe we put that till tomorrow because it's a lot of check on its own. Should we go ahead or we push that till tomorrow and end the class for now? I want us to suggest. Should we handle this get request now? Because there's a lot of check involved. So that we don't have a lot on our head. I want to suggest that we push it till tomorrow, or do you want us to go ahead and handle it? Let's talk, please.
Dolapo, Mr. Chiweke, so what do you want us to do? As for me,
Because yes, what we are going to be checking, let me just tell you, what we are going to be checking on this get request, we are going to be checking whether the ID, we are going to check the ID. You know, there is an ID in this particular string. We are going to check maybe that ID matches the ID in our database for that particular user. Do you understand? And we are going to check this unique string. We are going to unhash it and check it that is actually valid. Then, thirdly, we are going to check this expiring date. Do you understand? We are going to check this expiring date, whether it has expired or it has not actually expired. We are going to check that. You can see there's a lot of logic involved in that. And finally, before the user login, I forgot something. Before the user login, we are going to check the state of the user. Let me open the database so that you can get this clearly. Let me open the database, verify center. Let me refresh. Okay, good. You can see this is the database. I just name it verify center. If you check the users now, you will see. Look at it. Can we see that we have that user now? maitoforme@gmail.com. Sulaiman Rashid, and this is the password that has been hashed. We all know this. Now, I forgot something. There is a particular feed we are supposed to add here just for the purpose of this email verification, which is a Boolean value. We will call it verified, and we will set it to false. We will set it to false. Please don't let us forget that. I just remember, because we are going to check that when we are making the get request. We are going to check the verified state of that user. That if that verified is false, it should not be allowed to log in. Because during that get request, we are going to update this verified value, which I said we are forgetting to add. We are going to update that verified value. We update it to true. So, and check it when the user is logging in. That if it is false, it should not be able to log in. But if it is true, it means that that user has verified his email, has clicked on that link to verify his email, then he should be able to log in. Do you understand? So all of this is what we are going to handle in the next phase. So this next phase now, I'm asking, you can see, let's see the user verification. You can see this is the user verification detail, that particular user. You can see this is the ID of that user. Do you understand? And this is the unique string. You can see it has been hashed. This is an hash string, a combination of UUID and the what? And the ID of the user, this particular ID of the user. And this is the created art. If you look at the created art now, look at it. This is 1743. Can you see? 1743. Then if you look at the expired art, you can see it is 2343. That's a difference of 6 hours. Can you see now? So it has catch our 6 hours, and it means it's going to expire in 6 hours. So in our get request, we are going to handle the logic that we check this expiring date, if it is still valid, if it is still under 6 hours or above 6 hours. So that's what we are going to be doing in the next phase of this email verification. So guys, so I'm going back to my question. Should we continue to handle that, or we push that till tomorrow? Yes, guys. Go back now. Come like this. Okay. We are just 4. Some people we are 5. Okay, we are 4 left. I will suggest that should we continue, guys, or we push it to tomorrow?
I can push
Okay.
it. So a lot of people can also join us.
Okay, so the others can also join. Okay, no problem. So let's
Yeah,
make that
I want
to
to actually
tomorrow.
make some suggestions
Okay,
regarding
okay.
the thing. So, when you want to send email now, you can just do something like, instead of waiting for the email to send, when you are waiting for the email to send, it's going to block the event loop. Like
Okay.
it's going to be running as a synchronous code. Like, for example, now when you know that when you are sending email, that thing is going outside of your own application, going to the
Yes.
Gmail. You probably
Yes.
use Gmail SendTP. Then that Gmail is now going to take the user, send the email. Then that one is going to return response to your server. When it's now okay, then it's now going to return email sent successfully to the user. Or yes, artificial
Exactly.
email sent successfully. That's how it's going to happen.
Yes. Exactly.
But you can just do something like you won't await that thing at all. Await that process. Just call it. Then we send to the
Okay.
user that you sent email, but the email will be running underground. So immediately the user just submit, just tell him that you
Okay.
sent an email to your inbox. So
Okay.
do you
Okay.
understand what I'm
So
saying? Like,
I get what you are
just
saying.
so it will make the
Mm.
process faster for the user, like it will make it more
Mm.
smoother.
Mm.
Instead of the things to be rolling. If you check the browser when you send the email,
But
the
uh,
stuff will
I
be
get it.
rolling, waiting for request.
Yeah. But what do you think about the catch here? You know, when we are sending the email now, we are saying dot then if that email is being sent successfully at this line 93, do you understand? We are
Mhm.
having this line 95. But in case there is
Okay.
a delay, like you just mentioned now, then this line 96 is going to catch the error. Do you understand? That might be causing the delay if there is an error. Do you get what I'm saying?
The thing is, even if there is no error, there is delay. Email doesn't send like just go there
Okay.
because it has to go to another person's server. So
Okay.
like there
Okay.
always be delay.
So now, so what do you now say we should do? Now we should not have dot then here and dot catch here, right? That's what you are saying.
And I think the way is you can just take it like a synchronous, can you just send email. If it
Okay,
fails,
okay, okay.
it fails. If it did not fail, it did not fail. If it fails, it's probably because of the user puts a
A wrong
non-valid
email.
email, a
Email.
wrong email.
Okay,
So the person is not going to receive the email. There's
okay,
no need to tell him that this email is not valid or something.
okay,
If he
okay. No,
puts if the email is valid, he will
mm,
get the email. If it's not valid, he won't get
okay,
it.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Usman. Thank
But
you. That is
okay, yeah.
that is yeah.
But I don't really know. I don't really like using those there, so I don't know how to just refactor that stuff. I just use async await, but in my own code,